In this video, we're going to look at synthetic division. And synthetic division is just another way to divide two polynomials. The one thing we need in order to use synthetic division instead of using long division is we need the divisor to be linear. So in the first example, you'll see we have x squared plus 3x minus 7 divided by x minus 2. And the way we set this up is we take the value of x that makes the divisor equal to 0. So in this case, x is equal to 2 makes the divisor equal to 0. And then we draw our bracket the opposite way than we do for long division. And then all we do is put the coefficients of the dividend inside of it. So we have 1x squared, so 1, and 3x and negative 7. And we draw a bottom line. And now we start this by carrying down the far left number and putting it underneath our line. So bring down the 1. And then we're going to multiply the number outside times the bottom number. So 2 times 1 is 2. And then we add the two numbers down. So 3 plus 2 is 5. And 2 times 5 is 10. And negative 7 plus 10 is 3. Now the way we read this is these here are the coefficients of the quotient. So we could say that this is the quotient. And the 3 is the remainder. So if we write an answer like we did in the video for long division, we would say that this is equal to, when we look at the quotient, we have coefficients of 1 and 5. And what we do is we go 1 degree less than what we started with. So here we had x squared and we divided by an x. So we're going to have 1x because the coefficient is 1 and the first degree of x we're using is x itself. And then we have a constant of 5, so x plus 5. Now remember, we had a remainder of 3, so we have plus 3 divided by x minus 2. And when we go to the next example, we have 4x squared plus 10x minus 9 divided by x plus 3. So the constant that makes our divisor 0 is negative 3. And then we're going to go ahead and put our coefficients inside. So 4, 10, negative 9. Draw our bottom line and carry our number down. And now we have negative 3 times 4 is negative 12. Plus 10 is negative 2. And negative 3 times negative 2 is 6. And 6 minus 9 is negative 3. So here we have an answer of, we started off 4x squared and we divided out an x, and our coefficient is 4, so we have 4x and minus 2 is our constant, and then our remainder is minus 3 divided by x plus 3. And in our last example here, we have 2x to the 6th minus 13x to the 5th plus 75x cubed plus 2x squared minus 50 divided by x minus 5. And when setting this problem up, it's important to recognize that we have 2 degrees of x missing in the dividend. So there's 0x to the 4th and 0 x's. So we need to put zeros in as placeholders when we set this up. So our divisor is equal to 0 at 5. And then we're going to have a long set of coefficients, so draw a long bar. We have 2, negative 13, and then 0, and 75, and 2, and 0 again, and then negative 50. And now we bring down our 2. 5 times 2 is 10, minus 13 is negative 3. 5 times negative 3 is negative 15, plus 0 is negative 15. 5 times negative 15 is negative 75, plus 75 is 0. 5 times 0 is 0, plus 2 is 2. 5 times 2 is 10, and plus 0 is 10, and 5 times 10 is 50. minus 50 is 0. So you can see we have a remainder of 0. But now we need to take a look at what we started. We started with a x with a degree of 6, and we divided one x out. So the first degree of x we're going to have is x to the 5th, and the coefficient is 2. So we have 2x to the 5th minus 3x to the 4th minus 15 x to the 3rd, and now we have 0x squareds, so we don't have to write that in, plus 2x's and plus 10. And then you can see here we have a remainder of 0. And that's all for this video on synthetic division.